All right. Welcome, everyone. My name is Jen O'Sullivan, and it's Jen, as in Jennifer, not Jenna. Everyone thinks it's Jenna Sullivan, but it's Jen O'Sullivan here. And I am a Young Living user, clearly. I'm also a brand partner, but my main area of focus within the Young Living family is educating all of you on all the things. So, it's no wonder this group used to be our main Savvy Minerals group that we're feeding into right now. And Savvy Minerals announced last week that they are no longer going to be providing Savvy Minerals for us. So we're all really sad because, when you get used to a certain makeup, your skin adjusts to it and you just feel like everything is working. And then it switches. I was joking today with someone that it's literally why I do not use Victoria's Secrets anymore, because I would find a bra that fit really well. And then you'd go back the next season to buy the same bra and they would have a completely all different bras. And then I'd have to go through the whole rigmarole of trying to figure out what to use and what to get. And it was just too much. So I stopped shopping there. Needless to say, now it's even worse with the fragrance. So I can't even step foot into that store. But that's part of the dilemma here, because Savvy Minerals was a true clean line. And so part of the dilemma is finding a true clean line, because many of them will claim clean, but that word can mean anything. So for instance, we'll just bring up an ingredient. A lot of companies use silicones. They use actual plastic in their makeup to help it to stay on your face. So I was using a brand this morning just to try, I'm just trying different brands that we have, and I won't tell you which one, but it was so my face had a mask on. I mean, I had no skin anymore. And part of the issue is we loved Savvy Minerals because it really breathed. So when you get into these ingredients, some companies say that certain things are fine. Other companies say, no, that's not fine. So it's sort of what is important to you? So I know some companies are zero animal products whatsoever. So not even beeswax. And I'm okay with that. To me, certain things are fine. Some people are like, no. So I'm going to send a list. I'm going to post a list in the group. So that's why it's important to be in Club 31 Oils. Basically with all of the ingredients that people think are bad. And then because, me, I wrote the supplements desk reference because that is par for the course of, well, what's the deal with all those? So what I'm going to do is do a little write-up on each ingredient. So I'm going to first post the ingredients for you to see, and then I'm going to do a little write-up. So for instance, I'm using, and I probably should have glasses. I'm starting to have to photograph the back of the label so that I can actually see and zoom in. Yeah, the ingredients lists are so tiny. Okay, so one of the ingredients that isn't in any of the other makeups, but you're going to see that in usually liquid. So we're doing BareMinerals today, and so many people are like, BareMinerals is terrible or BareMinerals is great. So I'm just going to give you my thoughts and some of the drama surrounding it. So to give you an example, dimethicone. Dimethicone is in their primers. Dimethicone is in their liquid face foundations. It's in most companies' foundations, the face liquids. And the reason for it is because it stays on your face. So I'm not a huge fan of dimethicone, and most Savvy users are sort of not sure. And here's why. Dimethicone, you can still be a clean, so this is the primer. You can still be considered a clean makeup line with dimethicone. Now, it's synthetic, it's plastic. I'm putting it on my face right now, and my face feels so slick. Okay, so that's what primer does, and that is this with dimethicone. So anytime you see the word cone on the end of it, so it's why certain hair products that make your hair really smooth have silicones in them, something with the word cone at the end, because that's plastic. Okay, so again, here's the issue for me. My face won't breathe. Okay, so again, some people don't have a problem with it. Other people do. All right, so I've got a whole mess lid. This is all brand new, so I'm gonna have probably a hard time opening this. Okay, so I have a different product here. I just did their main line. I'm not doing their liquid because that one, yeah, this is gonna be a problem. I can't get these open. Have you guys had problems with these? I needed to use pliers on one the other day. Jacob, can you come in here? Oh, I got it. Forget it. I literally had to use pliers on one the other day. Okay, not the easiest thing to grab. Okay, so they have two different kinds. The original one, and most of you, when it comes to BareMinerals, are upset with the bismuth, right? Gosh, it's like you have to be a scientist to know how to work these. Bismuth is in the main one. It is not in this one. So this is their matte version. So the matte version is a newer one, and bismuth. So if you have a reaction to bismuth, the matte version is cleaner. Okay, so some companies are like, well, bismuth is considered a natural, it's a mineral, so should be able to use it. But some people have allergic reactions to it, and it can be itchy. So bismuth is in their main, and this is my problem. So anything with silicones, dimethicones, it starts to kind of like, because my face is not breathing, I can feel like a little bit of the itch on it, but that's okay. All right, I'm being your guinea pig. So I am, and I'm gonna totally make a mess of my pants. So let me put cloth down, and I see I've already gotten some on my pants. I usually do my makeup standing up. Do any of you have problems with like your area is like the color of your makeup? So, okay. So I usually, when I do my makeup, I need a little bit more. And I'm really just, oh, and see, this is a problem here. I can smell it already. It's okay. I'll be okay. I have to just stop talking. And so you can see I have some imperfections here and they went away. So one of the tricks with this product is you can build on it. You can build and get more. So let me see if I can, looking funny, lower the light. So I'm gonna close my eyes here. I did put a little bit of, they didn't have any palettes that I was okay with on their eye makeup. So I just put my regular eye makeup on. I didn't put lashes on because I do want to try their lashes. So the thing with minerals is, oh, I have the overhead lights on. That's a problem. Wrong ones. Let's see. Okay, that's better. I was like, I can see some funky shadows on me. All right. It's always a problem. And I even have like just some marks here. So I usually try to do the whole, like my neck and my, I'm kind of pink. So I have to be really careful about makeup. A lot of times people will say, well, you're a cool. I don't want to be pink. So I'm going to take my pink forehead, right? And I want a color that's going to basically be similar, but be more on the warm side, because it's a little bit nicer, I feel. It makes me feel not so like ruddy, because I have a very red face. So, like I said, you can build this with minerals. Typically, if I sit here and keep rubbing, they'll polish in, and that's okay because I'm building, but then the last of it, you just want to kind of filter through, right? Like just make sure you're not shining them up and polishing them. Okay, so that actually did okay. The coverage there isn't so bad. Like those lights are totally flickering. Like, are we gonna have a power outage? Okay, and then they have their mineral veil. So again, I'm gonna see if I can open this. Not the easiest thing. So again, use pliers if you need to. And the Mineral Veil is like the setting powder. So one thing I'm always sort of like I would be done. I can't do more than one step. That sounds crazy, I know, but it's like, just move out the door. You know, makeup in 5. Can I do like 5-minute makeup? Because it becomes almost too much. So like the makeup I did this morning, I was a little bit like, okay, that took a lot of work because it was a liquid with then like a powder and then like all the things. And I don't know, I'm gonna have to, you guys are gonna watch me get better at makeup, but I usually do my makeup in 5 minutes. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and put a blush on. I have no idea if this blush is going to work, but again, I looked through the colors just to see. I still have a ton of Savvy Minerals blush and that lasts a long time, so I feel like that's going to be okay for me. I do have my like Savvy brush here, so I'm just gonna, so this is, maybe it's a little dark, but what I like to do with blush is just like smile and just get a little bit on like the apples of my cheeks. I kind of bring it up a little bit, but I don't like to have like, you know, I know some people, they do. If you feel like it's too pink on, then you can always go back over it just to kind of like blend it in, but that's perfect. And I don't want any more than that. So I feel good with that. And now this was like a little set that they have for Christmas. The dog's going crazy. Somebody's at the door and I will not be getting it. So this is a little set of like, it's a little bit pale. I think it's popular for summer. I don't know if I'd necessarily use it now. You need very like big eyes, dark eyes when you do light lips, in my opinion. And yeah, it does depend on the face shape on how you do blush. Again, I think most people do it wrong though. So as much as you say it's about face shape, I think people are like trying to contour things when they're not there and then they just look crazy. So little blush is better than a lot of blush. Oh, that dog. Close the door. We have a package delivery. So those of you guys who follow me because of Young Living content, we do Ninja Red minis. They're like phenomenal, which I'm drinking my red drink right now. And I'll tell you, the Ninja Red minis go out of stock so fast. So you have to order a lot of them. We just ordered a bunch and they came to us unfolded. So they had to get shipped back and then shipped back and forth. So we are like back ordered like crazy on those. So if you ordered Ninja minis recently, that's why your order has not shipped. We do the best we can, but if there's a production error like that, it sort of puts us back a couple weeks. So, okay, mascara is really difficult for me. And here's why. Usually it's very like flaky. So I will not be able to give you any feelings about this. I mean, and it's so, there's so much on here. I can't even get it off. So it's too much and it will just clump on me. So I'm going to get close here. You know how mama taught us to do our mascara, all the same. And I tend to get mascara like everywhere. I don't know if you guys are the same. And again, I did put my eye makeup on because I didn't see any from, I didn't see anything from BareMinerals that was good. Their makeup palettes were real funky, so I'm not sure. But again, that was at Ulta, so I don't even have a mirror, you guys. This is terrible. I'm doing it based on the video screen. And so the like angle's off a little bit, but we're getting it done. Should have a mirror just to make sure. Do you guys put mascara underneath? I don't. I can't. Well, let's try it. I always feel like I look like Tammy Faye when I do underneath because see, they're too long. Yeah, I feel a little bit crazy with like under eyelash makeup. I feel like they're like spider legs. Do you guys have that issue sometimes? I don't know. So there, it's a little clumpy. I can't see it enough to like get all those clumps out. So you guys see? I don't know how you feel. How do you feel about it? Yeah, I'm happy I still have bottom lashes. I just feel like if I put mascara on the bottom, I'm like, ah. So I tend to like pull off any excess if I get any on, like here. I don't mind them on the outside edges. I think that looks pretty. Okay, and then I don't do my my eyebrows. I think I'm gonna have to start doing this. I'm gonna have to start doing eyebrows, and because I'm going gray, like a lot of gray. So at some point I'll have to do that. So this is, I don't know, that only took 10 minutes. So that wasn't so bad. It took a little bit less. That's that's BareMinerals. So the goal then for me is to do my makeup using this brand for the week and see how my skin feels. And that's the point of it. So like this one, I knew I could just get the stuff, you know, get it and then be able to wear it. I have a couple other companies that I've already done a whole week's worth of Pacifica because that was the fastest and easiest brand to get because you can just go get it at store like the Whole Foods. And so I have other companies that I'm slowly getting their product line. And why I say that is because I've gotten like Tarte colors wrong, sending back. I got Thrive, their Thrive doesn't have sample cards. Their colors were totally wrong. So sending back, like just the hassle of that. So I don't have the full line, so I can't really try the full line. Crunchy, I got the sample card, figured out what color I am. So that was helpful. So any company that has sample cards, get those so that you can kind of go from there. And I think that that's a helpful thing. But so far, as far as the ingredients, so just to kind of share with you a couple things that I don't care about and things I do care about. So again, the biggest issue that most people have with BareMinerals is the bismuth. And by the way, bismuth is not in everything that they have. So if you're interested in trying their normal line, get the BareMinerals powder that's the matte. The matte one has no bismuth. It has cleaner ingredients. It's a newer product. As far as all of the other things, remember, you can determine if you want the primer or not because it has the dimethicone in there, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I'm gonna see what I'm gonna do because I've never really used it at length. So I'm gonna see what my skin does using dimethicone consistently. So again, dimethicone is silicone, it's a plastic. So it is a 100% synthetic, which is in most clean beauty products. So do know that. This does not negate a product brand from being unclean. It means that they are that you need to determine if you want to use that product or not. So there are a couple companies on the list that have that as a no, we don't use that. So interesting. The other thing is, and this one to me, it is weird, but I'm gonna go over this one as well. It's one of the ones I have no problem with. Okay, so titanium dioxide. Titanium dioxide is often found in products because it's a really good sunscreen. And the reason that people have a problem with it is because there was like an odd circulating study about the fact that titanium dioxide can get into your bloodstream. So like if you inhale it through your lungs, you can actually, they're saying it's a potential carcinogen. It's not saying it is a carcinogen. It's a natural substance. So it's like like zinc oxide, right? You use that, you want non-nano zinc. So non-nano titanium dioxide is found in like all sorts of things, and it's natural. So I really don't have a problem with it at all. So I'm not sitting here like breathing in. I mean, yeah, if you're using any powder, there will be some, but once it's on your face, it's on your face. So it's important to, when you're putting on the makeup, don't be all right, don't be breathing in all of the air. And so that's just something to remember, that it is not a big deal, to me at least. So that is just the thing to consider, is what are the things that you want and what are the things that don't matter to you. So again, to me, that one doesn't matter so much. And so there are a lot of ingredients though, and there's no talc in BareMinerals. I can't use talc, and there is talc in other products. Like Beauty Counter used to have talc in a lot of their products. And I mean, I went to the mat with them on this when they first came out. I'm like, I'm not using your product, it has talc in it. No, it's makeup grade talc, it's totally clean. I'm like, I get that, I'm still not using it. So you know, it's just, for me, it's a no. They don't have it in their products anymore, apparently. So I'm like, oh, that's great. Because I actually posted, I'm gonna share my thoughts about them, but I don't really want to use them. So it's, you know, but now they actually don't have talc. So I'm like, okay, then I guess I will do a trial with them, you know. So there are certain ingredients that I'm sort of like, oh, I don't really even want to put that on my face. So you know, in a clean makeup line. So that's kind of a good thing. So that's just to kind of give you the starting point. I'm going to, like I said, I have this whole list of things. So if you like taking notes and you just want to know some basics, for me, gluten has to be out. I can't have any gluten, no sulfates. Sulfates are a huge no-no for me, real bad. I don't want any, and this is a big one, any artificial fragrances. And that has been a little bit of a problem in like Pacifica. There's some fragrance in like their setting powder. So I'm like, that's a no. Tarte has some fragrance. A lot of these companies have some fragrance in some lines. So some of their products have certain things in them. It has to be essential oils, but the problem with that is most essential oils are synthetic, labeled as essential oils. So it's not actually from nature. So it's really tricky. So just fragrance free, just fragrance, no fragrances, no dyes. I don't want any artificial or synthetic colors, dyes, none of that. So that is all out. Nanoparticles, you cannot have any nanoparticles in there. And then if you go into just the long list of ingredients to avoid, I sort of am just trying to put together a list of the common ones, right? So there's a lot of like common ones, but part of it for you would be to just, whatever makeup you're using, like I'm looking at this one, this was the blush, and it has a lot of ingredients on here. So, you know, and it does have that dimethicone on there, and it has just some different things that I'm like, those aren't bad necessarily. They're just like they're synthetics. So, I mean, even one of the first ingredients is synthetic, and I can't even read the word because it's so long. So it's not that it's, so I want to end here with this on the makeup one. Remember, synthetic doesn't translate to many companies as not being clean. I'm wearing synthetics right now. When you paint your nails, they're plastic. You know, they're synthetic. The shellac on my table, my computer, the cell phone, everything is made of synthetics. The packaging, I mean, come on, if you're really going to say all of the packaging has to be from nature, everything's going to crumble apart. I get like paper, and that if it's recycled and fine, but like I don't want, I have used companies before where the product is like paper. And sorry, Savvy Minerals had this at one point, and I didn't like it. I don't know if you guys, but like the palette color for the eyes, I was like, this is so cheap. I get that they're trying to be like sustainable and it's like recyclable, but at the end of the day, makeup is so dang expensive, and it does not bother me that this is plastic. Some of you it might. So that's where, again, you got to figure out what hill are you willing to die on. So there's a lot of things, but like just the things, obviously heavy metals, but it's just a few big ones that you want to look out for. And again, I will post this list in the group tonight so that you have it. And you won't know if something has nanoparticles in it by looking at the label. You can call the company, they don't normally know. And here's the reality there. So zinc oxide is going to be a non-nanoparticle in most cases. The problem is, and again, here's the problem. Are any of you gardeners? Do any of you garden at all? Do any of you touch dirt at all? Like, to say that we're freaked out about nanoparticles, it's like, dude, we're like out in the world. There are nanoparticles out there. It is what it is. We're breathing in stuff all the time. I mean, there's so many other things to be worried about. And so I'm not obviously I don't want to put nanoparticle things like sunscreen on. You know, you don't want all of that running into your bloodstream at all, right? That you can get like actual poisoning. So, but nanoparticles, you don't want them. They don't really say no nano, unless the company says no nanoparticles, good. And there are a few companies that actually talk about that on their site, but BareMinerals has not. And so I don't know, and they don't disclose that. And let me give you another example. Some of the Young Living products that we use, they have like labels on them that says the state of California may cause cancer. All these different labels about things, heavy metal poisoning or whatever that you can get. Well, because the minerals are in there. It's from the dirt. Like certain supplements are from nature, and those are found naturally in there. Like ionic minerals from Mineral Essence. There are things in there that someone will be like, oh my gosh, you eat salads, right? So it's just a matter of perspective. And I just want to encourage you all to know that, if there was like, if a company claimed no nanoparticles, there probably could be a couple in there that just get through because they're nanoparticles. So anyhow, I hope that makes sense. And yeah, it is about minimizing. So, we live here on this planet. I'm not living in a bubble. I minimize. We get rid of as much as we possibly can. We do the best we can. And that's part of this face experiment that I'm doing with you all. So stay tuned. We have more to come. I want you to continue to join in with us here on these every single Tuesday. We're going to do some more next week. So join the group because that's where they'll all be. That's Club 31 Oils. We have our normal Tuesday night calls, which is an open Q&A. And tonight's going to be a little bit different. Because I'm just going to let you guys ask your questions. So I'm going to end this portion of it online, but you guys can all stay here. So those of you who are watching the replay, thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you for the next one. And the rest of you hang out.